welcome everyone. So this Vinyasa practice will move us through some pretty dynamic back bends, helping to open up through the front of the body. If you have a block at home, grab your block and we'll use it for practice today. If you don't have a block, no worries at all. We're going to start lying down on our backs. So move your block off to the side and lay down, bending your knees, connecting the soles of the feet with the earth. Rest your arms by your side. Close your eyes. Finding a moment of calm here for yourself. And often in our pursuit of finding calm, it's almost easier to just close ourselves off, to retreat, pull back and protect, disengage with life, which is totally fine and healthy to do at times. But ultimately, this is not the path of yoga. The path of yoga is stepping into the fullness of life, recognizing that everything is for our awakening, not just the pleasant, comfortable things, all of it. And it takes a certain amount of receptivity and openness to be able to receive things the way that they are, rather than the way we think they should be or wish they were. So we're going to use our practice today to physically open the body for this pursuit. Allow the breath to deepen in and out through the nose. And see if you can direct your inhales to the space in and around your chest. Take a couple more breaths like that, expanding the tissue around your heart. Begin to flutter your eyes open. Circle your arms above your head, reaching your fingertips far beyond your mat, and bring your thumbs down onto the ground, palms facing each other. Get longer through the sides of your body. Pull your heels in nice and close towards your glutes, and then without moving the feet, create the action of widening your heels away from each other. Keep that, press into the feet, lift the hips up. Reach your knees forward, get longer through the thighs. Reach your chest up towards your chin. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, lower your hips down and lower your arms by your side. Inhale, reach the arms above your head, lift your hips up, reach your knees forward, bridge pose. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, bridge pose. Engage with your glutes to send the pelvis higher. Get long through the side bodies. And exhale, release. Last one. Inhale. Imagine that you could slide your heels wider. And then exhale. Lift your feet off the ground. Wrap your hands behind your thighs. Pull your thigh bones in towards the belly. And then begin to rock up and down the length of your spine, forward and back, like you're massaging those big muscles that encase the spine. And then eventually roll up to a seated position, pivot to face the front of your mat, and come onto all fours. Have your wrists directly under your outer shoulders. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. Feel that connection with the earth. Moving with breath. Inhale, pull the chest forward, lift your tailbone, look up. Exhale, pull the belly up towards the spine, round your chin towards your chest. Again, inhale, chest through, throat lifts, gaze up, tailbone lifts. Exhale, pull the belly in, press the hands down, tailbone forward. Last one, inhale. Exhale.
Inhale back to center. Walk your hands forward about a handprint in front of where they just were. So we're coming into more of a supported plank pose. So shift your hips forward slightly. Have your shoulders more or less over your hands. We're going to modulate the release of the hips forward into cobra pose. Imagine that this is coming from sliding the hands back towards your knees without the hands moving. So create that action and slowly send the hips forward, keeping the belly toned. Reach the chest forward. Use an exhale to come back to that supported plank pose. Imagine that you're sliding your fingers forward to help you do that. I'm going to do that one more time. Inhale, slide the heels of the hands back to pull the hips, the thighs, the chest forward. And then exhale back to that supported plank position. Now we're going to do this one more time. Option to move it to plank pose. So lift your knees. Now coming forward to up dog with tucked toes. Inhale, pull the hips forward. Keep the belly engaged. Thighs press forward. Chest presses forward. Exhale back to plank pose. Imagine you're sliding the fingers forward to bring you there. Let's come to downward facing dog from there. Feel free to move and pedal out your feet one at a time. See if you can take the back bend out of downward facing dog a bit. So pull the fronts of your ribs in towards the belly. Imagine that you're pulling the front of your belly towards the back body. Going for more of a neutral spine. Take one more breath. Look forward between your hands. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees and walk your feet forward towards your hands, coming to forward fold near the top of your mat. Lengthen your spine forward, maybe slide the hands up the shins, pull the chest forward, pull the head forward, and then exhale, bow. Again, inhale, pull the shoulders and the chest forward, lengthen through the back. Exhale, release, and fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up, swing the arms towards the sky, look towards the hands. Exhale, bow over your legs. Inhale, lengthen, engage through the back body. Exhale, hands plant down, step back to plank pose. Take an inhale in plank, option to drop the knees. Chaturanga Dandasana, exhale. Upward facing or cobra pose, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. 3 breaths. Imagine getting longer through the sides of your body, so create more space between your pinky finger and the outer hip on both sides. Look forward, inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to your hands. Lengthen your spine. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, stand up, reach up, look up. Hands to your heart, exhale. Relax your arms by your side and step your feet together, please. Reach your arms up, inhale. Keep your hands lifted, separate your palms. Exhale, bend your knees and reach your sitting bones down. Utkatasana. Now in Utkatasana here, squeeze your inner knees together so that you can feel your inner thigh bones fire up. And then like we did in bridge pose, imagine that you could slide your heels wider apart without the feet moving. Just create that action. One more breath. Stay for the inhale. Bow forward, exhale. Lengthen the spine forward, breathe in. Hands down, step to plank pose and lower to low plank as you exhale. Use the knees if you need. Upward facing dog or cobra pose, inhale. We'll meet back in downward facing dog as you exhale. 1 breath in. 1 breath out.
Right leg lifts to the sky, three-legged dog, inhale. Right knee to chest, exhale, and then step the right foot forward between your hands. Bring the back knee down to the mat. Walk your hands up onto your front thigh. Pause here, get nice and steady in the legs. Reach your hands up towards the sky and then interlace your fingers, please, making one big fist with your hands. And then reach your hands up. Think about squeezing your upper arms into the sides of your head. Take an inhale here, grow really long through the sides of your body, and then exhale, side bend a little bit towards the right. Inhale, center. Side bend a little to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, bring your hands forward and down. Now lean your weight to the left a little bit so you can swing the right leg behind you, lift the knee, bend the knee, and flex the back foot. Think like you're gonna try to stamp the sole of the right foot to the ceiling. And from here, we're gonna pulse this foot up, activating the glutes and the hamstrings for 5. So pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the leg as it is. Maybe reach the left hand back for the top of the right foot, and then press the foot and the hand higher as you look forward. One more breath. Release the grip of the foot, both hands down. Keep the right leg lifted. Tuck the left toes and lift the left knee, reaching the right leg up and back for three-legged dog. And then open the right hip up as you bend the knee, bringing the right heel in towards the bum. Stretch out longer through the inner right thigh, longer through the right side of the body. One more breath. Square your hips and straighten your right leg. Look forward. Inhale. Exhale, knee to chest. Step the right foot forward again. Coming into high lunge this time, so back knee lifted. Inhale, reach the hands up. Pause here as you exhale. Now imagine that there is a pull-up bar above your head here. You're going to grab that bar with your hands and then pull it down to the chest, bending the elbows out to the side and lifting your chest up to the imaginary bar. Again, inhale, hands up, look forward. Exhale, pull it down to the chest, widen the elbows, strengthen the back body. Inhale, lift. And exhale, pull it down. Feel the shoulder blades squeeze together so the chest can reach forward. Inhale, look forward, lift your hands. Exhale, tip your torso forward over your front thigh. From here, we're going to step the back foot forward to meet the front in Utkatasana. One breath in. One breath out. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen the spine forward, inhale. Exhale, hands down, plank pose to low plank, chaturanga. Upward facing or cobra pose, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. One breath in. One breath out. Look forward, inhale, lift your heels, prepare. Bend your knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Bow as you exhale. Stand up, reach up, look up, inhale. Hands to your heart, exhale. Step your feet together, please. Inhale, reach your hands up. Keep your hands lifted, bend your knees and reach your tailbone back. Again, squeeze your inner knees together. Imagine you could widen your heels apart. Take an inhale. Bow as you exhale.
Lengthen forward, inhale. Hands down, step to plank pose and lower through low plank. Use the knees if you need. Use the inhale to burst the heart forward, upward facing dog or cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath in, one breath out. Left leg to the sky, inhale. Exhale, left knee to chest, look forward and step the left foot forward. Release the back knee to the mat. Walk your hands back onto the front thigh. Reach your hands up. Interlace your fingers to create one big fist with the hands, and then squeeze your upper arms into your ears. Reach higher, get longer through the sides of your body. Inhale. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands come forward and down. Shift your weight to the right and then swing your left leg behind you, bending the knee, keeping the leg lifted, and shining the sole of the left foot up towards the ceiling. We're going to pulse that foot upward for 5. So pulse for 5, 4, engaging glutes, hamstrings, 2, 1. Now option is to stay or reach your right hand back for the top of that foot and then press that foot higher. Reach your chest forward, look forward. One more breath. Release the foot, both hands down. Keep the left leg lifted, tuck your right toes, lift the right knee off the mat, shift back to three-legged dog with left leg in the sky, and then open that left hip up as you bend the left knee. Feel the left side of your body get longer. One more breath here. Square your hips, lengthen the left leg, look forward, inhale. Exhale, left knee to chest, and then step the left foot forward between the hands. Press the feet down, high lunge, inhale. Stay as you exhale. Coming back to that imaginary pull-up bar, grab that bar above your head. As you exhale, pull the bar to the chest and the chest to the bar, elbows come wide. Inhale, look forward, lift the hands. Exhale, pull it down, widen your elbows, pull the shoulder blades back. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Tip forward with the torso as you exhale. Get lighter in the back foot, and then step the back foot forward to land in Utkatasana at the top of your mat. One more breath. Inhale, stand up, reach your thumbs back, lift your heart. Exhale, bow forward. Lengthen forward, inhale. Exhale, hands down, come to plank, lower through low plank. Exhale. Upward facing dog or cobra pose, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. One breath in and out. Right leg to the sky, inhale. Right knee comes into the chest, exhale and pause. From here, pivot onto the outer edge of the back foot, transitioning to side plank on the left. Grab your right knee with your right hand, maybe lift it a little higher. One more breath. Plank pose, inhale. We're going to lower all the way to our belly onto the ground. You can use your knees if you need. Slide your forearms out in front of you so that your elbows come directly under the shoulders. Palms flat on the mat, Sphinx pose. Like we were doing earlier, imagine that you could slide your hands and your forearms back
towards you so that the chest can then reach forward between the upper arms. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, tuck your chin, press into the forearms, look towards your belly button, and lift your belly off of the ground. Again, inhale, pull the chest forward, relax your belly, look forward. Exhale, tuck your chin, look towards your navel, press into the forearms, lift your belly, so tone the abdomen. Again, inhale, lift the chest forward. Exhale, round, look towards your belly button and lift your belly. Come back to Sphinx pose. From Sphinx pose, press into your hands, maybe extend your elbows. Seal pose. Stay here. Bend your right knee. So use the hamstrings here to pull the heel in towards the bum. And then release. Bend your left knee, please. Again, fire up the posterior chain of the left leg to squeeze that heel in. Release the left foot. Last one on this side. Bend your right knee. Maybe reach the right hand back to grab a hold of the top of that foot. Press your right shin bone back in space. Press your left hand down. Lift your chest forward. One more breath. Release the right foot back and down. Stack your hands in front of you and rest your forehead on your hands for 2 breaths. So use the breath here to neutralize your spine. Hands come back under the shoulders. Press onto all fours. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. One breath in. One breath out. Left leg to the sky, inhale. Left knee to chest, exhale. From here, pivot onto the outer edge of the back foot, the right foot, coming into side plank. Hold your left knee with your left hand, maybe lift it a little higher. Plank pose, inhale. We lower to the ground, exhale, use your knees if you need. Slide the forearms out again in front of you, bringing the elbows nice and close into the chest. Palms down. Pull the palms, the forearms, the elbows back to reach the chest forward. Take an inhale. As you exhale, tuck the chin, lift your belly, maybe lift your hips, so it's just the knees on the ground. Hips, thighs, belly down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, look towards your navel, lift your belly, lift your hips, lift your thighs. Soften down. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, round. Come back to Sphinx. Press the hands down, lift your elbows. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend your left knee. Pull the heel in. Release the foot down. Bend your right knee, pull the right heel in. Release the foot down. Bend your left knee, please. Press your right hand down more. Maybe reach the left hand back for the top of the left foot. Kick your left shin bone back in space to lift the chest forward for 3, for 2, for 1. Release the foot down. Stack your hands one more time in front of your face and rest your forehead on your hands. 2 breaths to neutralize the spine. Hands come under your shoulders. Come onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog.
Staying in down dog or moving through vinyasa. Inhale, forward to high plank. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, pulling the chest forward. Downward facing dog, exhale. One breath in. And one breath out. Now bend your knees to the mat, please. And walk your hands back towards your knees. Tuck your toes and sit your hips back on your heels. So right away you'll start to feel a sensation of stretch through the soles of the feet. We're going to keep that. Working into half camel pose here. So articulating what's happening in the shoulder blades in a lot of these back bends. So bring your right hand to the right heel and turn your thumb back behind you. And as you do that, keep your elbow bent and pull your right elbow in towards your spine, so towards the middle of your back. So you're already in a back bend. Your ribs are already open, your chest is already lifted. So keep all of that, press into the legs to reach the hips forward, and then reach the left hand up and back. One more breath. Lower your hips down. Let's come to the other side. So left hand to the left heel. Turn the thumb behind you, bend the elbow, and pull the elbow in towards the spine. Feel how the left shoulder blade tucks under the upper back so that the chest can reach forward. Keep all of that. Lift your hips forward. Reach the right hand back. Express your half camel. One more breath. Release the hips back to the heels. Reach your hands forward for a moment so you can untuck the toes. And then bring the tops of the feet down. Bring your hips back towards your heels. Now from here, we're going to bring the right thumb to the back of the right shoulder. So lift your right elbow. Bring your left hand to your right elbow and use the left hand to press the elbow higher and back. So we're trying to get the upper arm basically in line with the ear. Stretching through the shoulder, through the triceps, all things that will need to be nice and lengthened for where we're going. One more breath. Other side. So relax your arms. Bend your left elbow and bring the left thumb to the back of the left shoulder. Reach your right hand for the left elbow and use the right hand to guide the elbow back. Feel that lift of the elbow upward so that there's length through the triceps, through the back of the shoulder. One more breath. And then relax your arms down, give them a little shake. Let's meet in downward facing dog. So we're nice and open for a little bit of exploration of wild thing here. So right leg to the sky, take an inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, right knee to chest and pause. Let's come back to that side plank. So pivot on the back foot, come to the outer edge. Right hand to right knee, use the right hand to lift the knee higher. Then step the right foot behind you. Tuck the left shoulder blade under the upper back like half camel. Press into the feet. Reach the pelvis higher. Reach your right hand forward. One more breath. Back to plank pose. Inhale. Downward dog, exhale. One breath in. One breath out. Left leg to the sky, inhale. Left knee to chest, exhale. Stay. Pivot to the back edge of the back foot. Left hand to left knee to lift the knee higher. Then step the left foot behind you to the ground. Press your pelvis higher. Tuck the right shoulder blade under the chest. Reach the left fingers forward. Last breath. Plank pose, inhale. Chaturanga Dhanurasana, exhale.
Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Bend your knees to the earth, please. Walk your hands back. We're going to transition now onto our back body. Setting up for a little bit of exploration of Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose, leading into Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow. So if you have your block, grab your block, please. Come back onto your back. Now, place the block between your knees. So this acts as a little bit of feedback so that we can really get that tone of the inner thigh muscles that we want for these back bends. So the squeezing of the block with the knees, coupled with the action of sliding the heels wider, that's going to keep our thighs and our knees in track where they need to be for these back bends. So if you don't have a block, totally fine. Just self-palpate the inner thighs here until you can feel them tone. So the knees don't touch, the knees stay separated, but the inner thighs tone. Easier to feel with a block. So from there, pull the heels nice and close to the bum. Press your feet down, widen the heels apart, squeeze your glutes to send your pelvis up. Now from there, keep squeezing the block and maybe bring your hands under your bum, interlace the fingers and roll more onto the upper arms than the backs of the shoulders. Keep squeezing the block, squeezing your glutes, sliding the heels away from each other without the feet moving for 3. Lift the chest to the chin for 2. And 1. Slowly release the arms from underneath. Roll yourself down 1 vertebra at a time until the hips land softly. Remove the block, please. So option is to keep exploring Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose, now without the block, but continuing with those steps. If you want to explore Urdhva Dhanurasana, the hardest part of upward facing dog, I think, is the entry, is placing of the hands, right? So we need a lot of length in our wrist flexors here. So lift your hands up, pull your right fingernails back towards the top of your right forearm, and then use the left hand to help with that stretch. So stretching out through the center of the right palm, as well as the underside of the right forearm. Take another breath here. Let that go. Let's find the other side. So pull the left fingernails back towards the top of the left forearm and use the right hand to deepen that stretch. Nice. Shake that out. So feel free to watch this first time as we go in. We're going to do this twice. So the setup is we want to flatten the palms of the hands by our ears, but with our fingers facing our shoulders. So it takes a lot of openness through the palms, a little bit of flexibility through the wrist flexors. Create the action of sliding the heels apart. Feel the inner thighs tone. We're going to press into the hands and the feet to lift to the crown of our head. Now, once we get here, widen our hands apart. So widen them more. Keep the elbows in as best you can. Press into the feet and the hands. Look towards the mat. So focus more on the points of contact with the earth, pressing down rather than the lift of the things that aren't touching the ground. For 3. Breathe. For 2. And 1. Slowly bend the elbows and the knees, come to the back of the head, and then roll the rest of the spine down. Relax your arms by your side and close your eyes. Use the breath here to neutralize the spine. So it's easier for our body to feel that connection and that engagement with things that are giving it feedback. So with the hands and the feet on the ground provides that feedback for where we are in space. So it's easier to focus on the press than it is on lifting the belly and the pelvis. I hope that makes sense. Let's explore it one more time, yeah? Bring your hands by your ears. Fingertips towards the shoulders, trying to keep the elbows in. Press to the hands, press to the top of the head. Widen your hands apart. Then press into the feet, press into the hands. Think about widening the heels apart without them moving. Engage your glutes. Look towards the mat. Press your chest forward in space for 3, for 2, for 1. Tuck your chin, bend your elbows, come to the back of the head, and then continue to roll down. Relax your arms by your side. Rest in stillness. Feel everything you feel. Another nice way to ease our spine back to neutrality after deep extension like that is through twists. So let your knees drop to the left for a moment. Just keep it nice and gentle and soft. Make it more about the breath, reaching towards the low belly. Feel the settling of that energy that comes from deep back bends. Lift your knees back to center and then twist the knees to the right, so the opposite way. Working to remain open and receptive to the way things are, rather than the way we wish things were. The path of radical acceptance, the path of yoga. Bring the knees back to center, please. Roll yourself over to one side. Press yourself up. We're going to meet in downward facing dog. Starting to cool off the body a little bit. So really stretch your thigh bones back. Pull the front of your belly up away from the ground towards the back body. Look forward between your hands, bend your knees and walk your feet forward towards your hands. Coming into a nice deep forward fold here. Feeling the flexion of the spine forward, the weight of your head. One more breath. Lengthen your spine forward, inhale. Bow as you exhale. Stand up, reach up, inhale. Hands to your heart, exhale. Bring your hands now to your hips, please. And take a step back with your left foot. So almost the length of a lunge. Shorten it a little bit. Turn your left toes out to the left and bring the heel down. Straighten your front foot. Imagine the outer left hip moving forward in space, outer right hip moving back. Reach your chest forward. Start to hinge from the pelvis. Then allow the spine to round forward, bringing your nose towards your knee or your shin. Fingertips can rest on the ground or on the leg. Parsvottanasana. One more breath. Fun, funky transition. Bend your knees. Turn all 10 toes to the right. Keep bending your knees. Twist. Sit yourself down between your heels and then slide the heels closer to the body for Ardha Matsyendrasana twist. Wrap either the left elbow or the left hand around the right knee. Right fingers behind you, pulling the right shoulder back in space. 2 breaths here to twist. Untwist, look towards the front of your mat. Step your feet back, plant your hands, downward facing dog. One breath in, one breath out. Look forward, inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees and walk your feet forward to your hands. Lengthen your spine once you land, inhale. Bow over your legs as you exhale. Stand up, reach up, inhale. Hands to your heart, exhale. Hands to the hips. Shift your weight to the left foot and take a long step back with your right foot, a little bit shorter than a lunge. Turn your right toes out slightly, bring the heel down to the mat. Bring your outer right hip forward, outer left hip back. Hands to the hips, hinge forward, reaching with the chest first, and then allow the spine to round over your left leg, bringing the nose towards the knee or towards the shin. Two breaths. Funky transition. Bend your knees, turn all 10 toes to the left. Pivot, twist to the left as you sit your bum down. Bend your knees more to pull the heels closer in towards your legs. Right hand or right elbow across the left knee, left fingers to the ground as you twist to the left. One more breath. Untwist to face the front of your mat. Bring your hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. One breath in. And one breath out. Bring your knees to the ground, please. Bring the inner knees to touch, inner feet to touch. Reach your sitting bones back towards your heels. Arms by your side, palms facing up so the shoulders can round forward, and then soften your forehead to the mat. How do we continue to engage with life in these ever-changing times? How can we remain open enough to receive things the way that they are, making peace with what is, rather than wishing things were different, wanting them to be our way? May we always endeavor to remain receptive to the gift of this life, so that we can recognize that everything in this life is for our awakening. All of it. There's nothing that comes our way that we can't handle. We just need to be open enough to receive it for what it is, to breathe into it. Take a deep breath in. Out the mouth, exhale. Bring your hands under your shoulders, please. Round yourself up. If you have time to take a 5-minute, 10-minute Shavasana, please do so. Find a little bit of stillness before you transition back into your day. And hopefully you're feeling a little bit more open, a little bit more receptive and alive. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me and for tuning in today. And I wish you a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.